And we're gonna be fixing up the house next door there too, just kind of cleaning it up really good, fixing the place up. But, I'm surprised on the inside of it, it was really nice, and the outside just needs paint and stuff like that. Who knows what that'll be in the future, but for now, it's what we're gonna do, and we'll be able to move over our area, so.
You kind of using the house as a showroom, so to speak.
Over there?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. It'll be, we're just gonna let it for a little while, And we'll just kind of see how it goes from there.
A mascot.
Speak first.
What all are they gonna do with that corner? Okay. This on here? The town hall? The town hall?
Yeah, they're built, that's part where they're building down there, town hall and police station.
Oh, okay. And then what's gonna happen here?
Community center, I heard, is what
Uh-huh.
and the street department will stay back here,
Uh-huh.
whenever they do.
Got separate, so you were at.
You got funny stuff.
I know.
I'm your speaker, you don't want to. Sign up president, going 21 miles an hour. I can go back and look.
Ordinance class, they are, I can bring it up once they have them.
Yeah.
So they should be able to finish the whole.
Yep. All that big up with that, something else, we're good.
I don't even have one.
I guess I didn't think about it. Okay.
Hey, you need to add the two ordinances on there,
Oh, I'm okay.
the ones you have to finish.
One's about.
Because I wasn't sure what all was.
All right, on 14.
Excellent speed.
As long as my phone doesn't delay.
Corona relief. Do we have two ordinances finalized? Yes.
Yes.
Gosh, you got in here, you got all kinds of time to spare, didn't you?
You guys don't want Peggy just to sit around for nothing, right?
That's right. I thought that's what we did all the time anyway. Keep my comments.
Plead it like fifth, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you adding more to the agenda?
Just finished it.
Brad, they give you a $2,000 credit on trade-in for that. That's pretty good.
All right, 7 o'clock, let's get this board meeting started. Amy, roll call.
Are you gonna do the pledge and then?
Oh, well, it's not on here, it's third.
Oh my gosh, call order, invocation, pledge to the flag, and roll on.
You pray for us. Pray for you. I better pray for it.
Better pray for him.
Lord, thank you for this opportunity to serve our town. Thank you for our good citizens. Pray, Lord, that you give us your wisdom and your discernment as we make decisions for the future and present of our town.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Amy.
Steve Brogan.
Here.
Adam Jones.
Here.
Joe Scott.
Here.
Amy Sample. Tom Roberts.
Here. Approval of the minutes, we have like 3 sets. We have an executive session for September 16th. Is there everybody here? Yeah. So we need a motion to pass the executive board minutes.
Make a motion that we pass the executive board minutes as written from October,
September 16th.
September 16th.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, then we have meeting from October 21st. And Adam, myself, and Joe were here. It's a special meeting on the budget.
Approval of the 2021 budget.
Can I get a motion?
I make a motion, we approve of special session meetings as written.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, you need to, I'm sorry.
I have to
Yeah,
abstain.
stand. All right, then we have, where's the ordinance, the other ones? Adam, the one you already signed. Okay. Yeah, October 13th. This is yours, Adam. So Adam needs a motion here to approve the October board meeting.
Make a motion that we approve the October minutes as written.
I second it.
Do roll call.
Yeah. Joe?
Yes.
What are we doing?
That's good, Joe. Tom?
Abstain.
Steve?
Yes.
All right. All right, now we have a special guest here tonight, the Laycocks. And I promise you that Joe Rett is going to talk a little bit about your situation. And hopefully we can have a timeline here to get this done as quick as we can. Can you help us out, Joe? You know,
Sure. So basically, the request was kind of on the table to do a subdivision, which town ordinances make very difficult regardless of the size of the subdivision. So the proposal was made to amend the ordinances to allow basically different classifications of subdivisions. So minor subdivisions, like one that's being requested by the Laycocks, would basically fall under a easier procedure. I mean, there's still a process they'll have to go through, but it's not as ominous as a subdivision for, like a 300 unit housing development that requires sewer and stormwater and roads and all that stuff. I mean, there's just no need to have the same process for that type of subdivision versus a subdivision that's splitting a lot into two. So I sent a proposed ordinance to Steve Minnick, and he kind of gave a green light on it. So we'll rely on you guys to, in effect, ask the plan commission to start the process. And come the December meeting, hopefully everything will be in place for you guys to approve the actual ordinance amendment. So timeline being between now and the next council meeting, everything will be done.
okay, does that sound okay?
Does that mean in the December meeting that I'm gonna have another set of rules I gotta do, another set of?
That's a question I had, Joe.
Sure.
Have they already, the steps they've already taken, will that be already placed in compliance with the new ordinance as you see it?
As far as the subdivision goes and the split, no, they'll technically, based on the ordinance that I sent to Steve, like the proposal that I sent to Steve, basically they would still need to get approval, but the approval would be more of an administrative approval. So no public hearing would be required or anything like that. It would just be submit a petition to the town and then the town, in effect, just either approves or denies based on the basic information that they need, which in cases like this one, where it's literally you're just splitting an existing lot into two, there's not really a whole lot to it. I mean, I can't say obviously that it would be guaranteed approved or not, because that kind of is the purpose of procedure, but it's the type of subdivision that falls right within the type that would normally get approved without much thought or return.
So when they seek approval, is it through the planning or through just town board?
It would be through plan commission, but the proposal I sent Steve has plan commission appoint what's called a minor plat committee. So it's basically 3 people, and I don't think the ordinance specifies who it has to be, but I would say, Amy, maybe Trina and Steve, because they're here and generally available. And it's such a simple process. You don't, I mean, like I said, you're not looking at a lot of the technical things you normally see with the subdivision. So it's more of a matter of making sure that the applicant and the subdivision has met all the basic requirements. So, I mean, it's going to create problems like, too small of a building lot, or you're going to suddenly be not compliant with some sort of setback type deal, or, that type of thing, which my understanding was with the Laycox proposal, none of that would be an issue. So is that it's the type that would fall right within that scope of subdivision that would generally see approval without any.
Okay, so this is my question, because we wait till December. Say the town board tonight gives the planning commission that we recommend that they pursue this.
Yep.
Then they wait till December to get it done, and then does the town board have to approve it as well?
They do.
Okay, then they assign a committee. So we're talking another month after that, or?
No, if we write in the ordinance who the committee will be, then it can be, trying to remember what the date of the December meeting is, maybe the 14th or something like that.
14.
The Laycox could come in on the 15th and submit their stuff and be ready to go by the end of that week.
Since, okay, or is that too late?
I'd rather vote on it right now, and
We can't, because we have, yeah.
I mean, that's what it is, I don't know what else I can do about it.
It's
Yeah.
It's ridiculous because this is our 3rd meeting. And we stated what we wanted to do in the very beginning. And here we are. And I'm just gonna flat out tell you, we have put all of our money into this house. Christmas is coming and we have 8 grandchildren. And I mean, we have a
We
buyer.
have a buyer for the house.
She's
so-
ready, she's pre-approved, she works, she volunteered down here at the fire department, she's a Madison County dispatcher, she's a single mom, and, their family is, living with another family right now. Christmas coming, they wanna get the tree up, and we talked about maybe letting them rent it, well, they have a dog, and what if we let them, I don't wanna let them in there, and, with the dog, if it potentially could do damage to the house, if we can't allow them to go ahead and purchase it. I mean, you already know what you're gonna do. I mean,
I've been told all along that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, the realtor told me this, the surveyor told me this,
the title company told us
title
this.
company says, that's why I didn't pursue it 6 months ago. I mean, I've got, this was every month cost me about $1,000 with utilities and house payments and everything else, but I know it's a process and
And we're trying
we're
to,
just,
do what we're supposed to do, but that's going
Is this something we could do as a special session?
I was gonna say, what can we do to hurry
And that was
this up?
gonna be my suggestion, is if it's something that's time sensitive, you can still do a special meeting. You'll have to do a special meeting for the plan commission and the council. But the way the statutes are written, the process for amending the zoning ordinances is just not simple. So that process does require a public hearing, which requires at least 10 days of advanced public hearing notice to be put in the paper. So if we get it to the newspaper tomorrow, it would be in the paper by Thursday, which would be, let's see, I guess not the next Monday, but the Monday before Thanksgiving would have to be, I think, the earliest we do it. And you could be done at that point. So basically, you'd be looking at a little less than a month ahead of time.
It's a whole lot better, yeah.
We're willing to do that.
Yeah, if you guys can do it,
Until
that'd be great.
December, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yes,
I think we can make that
that's
happen.
helpful, Joe.
Thank you.
So
wish we
what
could
that's
just-
saying is, once we have that executive
Yeah, I
meeting,
heard that.
the next day, you submit your proposal to the town. They will have a committee of three,
I do.
somebody, Amy,
But,
Trina, and
Steve
Steve Minnick. They'll just have to sign off on it. You
Yeah.
guys are free. It's all done.
Awesome,
Does that make sense?
awesome.
now I will say,
That's as fast as we can do it.
yeah,
I
that'd be,
appreciate that.
I mean, that would
Very
be,
much.
as of today, that would be the actual fastest. As it stands, the current ordinances, and I think, Steve had mentioned, it, and actually, I think you and I talked about it as well. He has to send notices out to something like 83 or 89 people. It's a ridiculous number. It's absolutely just unnecessary.
Yeah.
And
this
then
has
they have
been-
to incur all those costs, it's like $1,000.
Yeah, basically gonna be about $1,000 just to get the required notice. So it just is nonsensical, but, and even then, they still have to go, that process wouldn't have ended even before this one. I mean, it would have been probably well after. I think spring would have been a reasonable estimate to have that one done. Just because that's the way the current ordinances are set out, it's ridiculous. But again, it makes sense for a big.
Yeah.
we never
understand.
done something, but-
These ordinances were written a long time ago, and someone just grabbed up somebody else's ordinance probably and just made it ours.
Uh-huh,
And so until you guys came up, it wasn't an issue.
uh-huh,
So
uh-huh.
we'll
Well, we
get it done as
appreciate
quick
it.
as we can. So,
Do you want to go ahead and set your meetings then?
yeah, we'll have a special meeting Monday night. You guys have to do first though, right?
So wait,
Planning commission has to go.
only
first.
one special meeting, the Monday before Thanksgiving, right?
Let me make sure I have my dates right here.
That's the
So,
23rd.
yeah, so the 23rd would be. I think that the Herald Bulletin can get it done faster. Unfortunately, you don't have a choice.
No,
You
you
have to
cannot do it
in the
on
Star
Tuesday.
Press.
Let's be in Delaware County or,
It has to be the Star Press, yeah. Yep.
okay.
So
So
they
anyway,
have, the state gives you really no leeway on this stuff, when it,
so what time do you guys want to go, Jim? You know,
Whatever time you want.
6 o'clock?
Yeah, I mean, what's our meeting for?
the public hearing on the
We
ordinance.
said we got a public hearing for the ordinance.
And then you'll do the, recommend,
Recommend
make
to
a
the board.
recommendation, either for or against, yeah.
For the ordinance only, it's the only thing it's about.
Yep,
And you'll be here to guide us through that, right?
Yeah.
correct. Now, also keep in mind, the governor extended the, public health
At what
emergency
time?
through the end of basically November. You can hold all of these things electronically still. So, I mean, if that's something, schedule wise is, wasn't like a problem, you guys can do a electronic meeting. And even if it's not, I mean, if you want to make this room still open to the public, 4 of the 5 members of the council can attend electronically, and once a year, and, fully open, and it's just a regular public meeting, so there are options for you to make it a little more convenient, but,
So if you guys go at 6, can we go at 6:30?
oh yeah, I mean, unless there's gonna be some sort of opposition to this.
I think yours will last less than 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I think so too.
So,
Yeah.
6:15.
you could do 6:15 then.
Can we do 6:30? I'm already booked.
You're already booked? So 6:30 and at 6:45.
Okay.
6:30 on the 23rd.
Gosh, Laura.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you better show up then.
Let's just hope my customer's not late.
Still give you
That's
time,
not
10
me.
minutes.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'll get that there.
Right. It's the Monday before Thanksgiving, I'm already booked.
So 6:30 and 6:45 on November 23rd.
And you guys come in, you can come in, you can be here that night and then come the next day to do your business.
Okay.
So then they can come into our office and just, or we can sign everything.
Yeah.
What do they have to bring in?
Have you guys already filed a subdivision petition? I think you did, right?
Got plat, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yep, nope, they don't have to, they are good with what they got. I mean,
So we already have everything, because we have everything they have.
Yeah.
So they don't even need to come back into the office.
no,
Oh, we know.
no,
We just
Yeah.
approve it and then it's,
Yeah.
they're good to go do what they need to do.
Yeah.
All right, good. We good then? Move on?
Make sure what I gotta do.
All right, thank you very much. You guys want to get out of here? You're welcome
Thank
to.
you.
Yeah.
We greatly appreciate
Oh,
your
yeah.
help.
Well, we appreciate your patience. It's been a difficult process for you. We know that. And there was no intention on anybody's part to make it more difficult for you guys. It's just, as Tom said, we just had some antiquated
Yeah.
ordinances that we need to get cleaned up, and you guys have to be the guinea pigs.
Believe me,
Sorry.
there's more of them.
Oh, yeah. We've just only begun.
We're,
Then we move on, Mr. Ingram here. I would like to have him speak a little bit about what he's up to with Ingram Flooring here in Delville. We really enjoy you guys being here, so.
Thank you. I just wanted to stop in. I honestly had a little bit of a worry about the property because, when we got the building over there, the warehouse, I was approached by a political person who, was interested in buying our building. Of course, that would have been a disaster for us because we really needed, the facility. And, he said, I explained to him that we was gonna fix it up, which we did. We went through and painted the building and everything. And, I just wanted to make sure that, that there wasn't any change plans if I was gonna go in and purchase this property for more than what the assessed value would be. And because I'm sure we are, and because we want it, he's offered to sell it to us, that there wouldn't be a chance that the community was going to go and try to buy that out from us. So that's kind of one of the things I wanted to settle as we move forward, because like I said, we want to invest in the area. We really enjoy our spot and want to grow right there.
I can tell you that at one time, there was an interest in looking at properties west of you
Yes.
to upgrade that area as part of the old town junction, that the properties are gone now, cleared.
Yes.
But I think with the way we are now, and I think for the near future at least, I mean as in years, we
Yes.
have enough on our plate
Okay.
with the open properties. I don't see us, especially the idea was to fix them up, or actually we're gonna take them down a lot because we didn't want to mess with fixing them up. But if you're fixing it up, we really appreciate that.
Well, we want to, and that's kind of what I wanted to do, was just touch base and make sure we was still good so we can move forward. And I don't have to worry about that. I just want to talk to somebody, and so I thought if I stopped in, maybe that'd be my best bet.
Yeah, there's plenty of property east of you and across the street that needs to be developed before any of your thoughts are going west of you, so.
Okay, that sounds great. And,
The overall intent would be to improve the area, not to remove, say, already kept and functioning, business, so.
well, that's what I thought too, but I just wanted to make sure and stop in and
It's a good idea.
just, we're moving forward with everything, but that's basically what I wanted to do, and, say hello and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, we're excited about you guys being here and expanding and fixing that up. We have some other activity going on as well, as you know. Starbucks is coming up near White Castle there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and Dollar General is building right now on 67, and the new town hall's gonna be on 32, and then there's like 7 or 9 properties and going up in,
Green trees.
Raintree Estates.
That's great.
So we got a lot of activity going on right now.
That's fantastic. Well, we want to be, fit in and make, make our buildings look good and, be a part of the community too, so. I appreciate the time. That's basically all I wanted to do.
What's your name again?
Chuck Ingram.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Departmental reports, sanitation, Joe.
We have our large item pickup and dumpsters, and I think, appreciate the, waste management doubling our number of dumpsters we had. I think we filled all 6 of them up. And, I got an email concerning the new contract. Amy, we have to make it known that we're not going to renew, is that, am I right? So I recommend that we go ahead and continue our contract with Waste Management. And sign a contract for like 2 more years. right?
Yeah, it is, you actually don't have to do anything, unless there's a problem, you would need to notify them that you want to terminate, but as it stands, the contract will automatically renew if you don't for another year, and then when you do this again next year, if you want it to automatically renew again next year, then the following year you'll have to rebid.
It's always a good thing to go through the rebid process at some point. We found that when Waste Management got it, you remember, Joe, we got a pretty good rate with them.
Yeah,
And so it's good to have that competition,
right.
so.
How long has it been since we've had a route?
Oh, how long?
It was either 2 or 3 years, I
Yeah,
don't
it's-
remember exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
It was, yeah, the contract was for an initial period, like, of 2 or 3 years, I want to say 3 years, but, yeah, and then it automatically renews for a year twice,
Maybe
basically.
we ought to consider doing a request for proposal not this year, but next year.
So we need to do
Even though
anything.
Waste
Nope,
Management.
not this year, no.
Might be worth it for Waste Management.
On the note of waste management, I had a patron ask about curbside recycling. So I asked Melinda to give us a price on that, and I think I sent it out to the board. It was gonna be, am I right, $7 per resident,
How about $7.50?
$7.50 per resident, so that's something to consider. I don't know,
It would be
if
all
we-
be passed on.
it
to
would
the
all have to
customer,
be
so
passed on, it wouldn't be something we could pick up.
I think we've got to get a lot of input on that. before
See, I
we-
wonder if there's a way, maybe we wanna do a survey,
Hmm?
see what, a survey and see
Yeah,
what
something
the,
like that.
what somehow put
It's an all or
together.
nothing, right?
Yeah, yes, it was all or nothing, it had to be, you know, yes, we approve for the whole town and everyone does it, or we leave it the way it is, and right now we have the recycling, so the recycling bin at the fire station, so, yeah. Adam, can you put together a survey? You know, I don't know how,
I
you
can,
just do like Survey Monkey, is that?
survey monkey, yeah, I can put something together.
You guys can maybe post, put it on Reach or something.
We can put it on Reach, I can put it on the water bills coming up at the end of November, we can put it.
I think you can just survey through Facebook also. I know that you can create an event and have a survey within the event, but I can look and work with Trina and see if we can figure out, can you put a survey within just a post?
Mm.
Yeah, and just something like that, just so we get some feedback from, you know, I thought that would be a good way to do it.
And
Thanks a lot.
before we went forward, we want, of course, do, at that point, you gotta do a request for proposal, because there may be another company who would say they will
Yeah,
do
oh, yeah.
the recycling piece as an
I
addition.
don't know if you do for that, do we, Joe, because it's part of that company, maybe not have to, I don't know.
If it's already part of your existing contract, you wouldn't,
It's
but,
not.
oh,
We don't have curbside recycling.
so we'd have to do this for 22 then. not 21. The question is whether recycling is considered solid waste. I think probably, but there's a whole process specifically for solid waste contracts. So yeah, I mean, if it's,
It's an add-on to the
yeah,
solid
I mean,
waste.
I would think it'd be safe to go through that process just because, I mean, why not? Plus, like I said, it's gonna encourage maybe some competitive bidding, which anyways.
So that would be something we could have bid when we do the bid, have it. I think we had them do it last time too and just decided.
Correct.
One more question on sanitation, the porta pots, have they been picked up yet, or when were they supposed, because I haven't called anyone.
Well, usually we do it November 1st, but with the weather we've been having, I just
You held off
let it
on it.
ride. I can call and have it picked up December
What do you
1st.
think, Greg? You wanna wait till December or call now?
Robbie should,
Oh, Robbie shut down? Okay, that's where your biggest,
You want them picked up ASAP?
18, whenever they pick them up.
Okay,
Weather's gonna turn down here, so
okay.
might as well.
I'll get all of them and have them picked up.
I'm jumping around a little bit, can we move on? Are you- I see Mrs. Murphy's here, so I know she's been sitting there patiently. We might as well jump to Mrs. Murphy or Mr. Murphy, so. we wanted to honor Mike Murphy tonight
Yes.
as a former board member here of the town, and actually did it 2 separate times. And I really didn't know him as a board member until late, when we were talking to run it in 2011. And so what we want to do is, first we have a proclamation. So I'll just read it. It says, Michael Thomas Murphy, August 3rd, 1939 to May 22nd, 2020. Whereas Mike Murphy, a longtime resident of Daleville, graduate of Pendleton Heights High School, served as a Screaming Eagle in the 101st Airborne Division of the U.S. Army, served 2 terms as a Daleville Town Councilman, October 1994 through December 1999, so 5 years in that section. And then January 2004 through December 2011, so 7 and 5 was 12 years in total. So, and was a longtime member of the Daleville Lions Club, where he served as president. Now, therefore, the Daleville Town Board recognizes Michael Murphy for his dedication and commitment to the Daleville community, dated this 9th day of November 2020. So, I just want to show our appreciation. I got to know him through, I guess I forgot about the Daleville Lions Club, because we used to go there every month for the breakfast and everything. And he was a wonderful man. And I tell you the truth, I hate to talk in was's, because he is a wonderful man, and he's alive and well, just in a different place. Yes.
Different residents, yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
He is great when the town council was a heart attack.
Oh, yeah.
He had a heart attack and he come back.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot it. Yeah.
He was active in the town. He was a youth leader. And I've gotten so many of the nicest notes from kids who are now adults that was blessed by my having known him.
Where was he youth leader at?
Pardon me?
Which church was he?
He was youth leader at the Baptist church out on the highway.
Oh,
When that was the Baptist church out there on 67.
yeah.
He drove a bus, drove the church bus, and he was taught Sunday school. And he and Marvin Weber were the youth leaders.
I know Marvin, because he went to Tabor for a while.
So, yeah.
Great impact on the community. We really appreciate his service. We're going to let you have the proclamation, but
Okay.
we're going to put on the wall the plaque,
Okay.
along with the other Jeff Shore and Mr. Shellbarger. And we just appreciate all he invested in this community. So,
Well, we were together 60 years,
wow.
so I'm trying to figure out what I look like now.
Stand up.
Good name.
Thank you, Joe. Yes, yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
One other thing, Mike did serve as president of the town board for 2 years.
Okay. I love Mike Murphy. He shot it straight.
Yes, he did. All right, financial reports. I think, Joe, you did the
Yeah,
review.
I looked.
How did it look?
It looked fine, all the numbers dived up.
Okay, good. All right. And then the payroll distribution. Everybody had a chance to review that, sign off on it?
She had 2 because
Yeah.
she,
We got them both?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good there. Water then. We're jumping down to department reports again. Water. Okay.
You're going in order.
I'm not doing very well with water. So, water department, we're going through a water audit right now, which I think is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be an annual thing for now in the future, or whether it's every couple of years. It's a process where Trina and Daniel Wooten and Amy have to put information in, and then another entity has to certify. In this particular case, Yorktown, Pete Olson, and another person have been certified to do it. And they have said that they have to do so many every year to keep certified, so they'll do ours for free.
Oh,
So,
It's a new regulation from
yeah,
the state.
the state put together, so kind of looks at the water loss during the year and things like that. So, next, we have a request from Brad regarding a snowplow. And he would love to replace the older one with a new beast of a model. And we're excited for Brad to be on the road with that. And so what we have is we have two bids, basically a $3,400 bid with trade or a $3,700 bid with trade. And so does anybody have a motion?
do you want to make a motion before we have discussion?
We always do.
I make a motion that we accept one of these bids.
Well, you can choose one.
I don't know which one to choose without talking to Brad first.
Key and Son.
You know, the lowest bid unless he'll tell us differently. So-
Yeah.
So you need a second?
A second.
Okay. Brad, thoughts on who to buy from? Is there a reason you did? What's that?
The $3,400 one's fine.
Yeah.
They both bid the same.
Okay. Any other
Just wanna make
discussion?
sure.
This is snow plow, is that
Oh,
snow
yes.
plow blade?
It's
It's
a
a
Boss
blade, yeah.
92-inch steel snowplow.
And it will come out of the utility.
9 feet 2 inches.
Yes.
Oh, I said 92, yeah, I was reading it wrong. It's my bad, I see.
All right. Any other discussion?
$3,400.
You got the company,
What,
right? Key and Son Feeds.
Key and Son?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it here.
Okay, Amy wants you to do a roll call, yes?
I have a question before we
Yeah.
get there. Brad, the truck road listed all this stuff, deflectors and locking zones, there's control. Is Key matching that?
They're basically identical.
Yeah, basically, they're out there.
You ready, Amy?
Steve Rogan,
Yes.
Adam Jones,
Yes.
Joe Scott,
Yes.
and Tom Roberts.
Yep. All right, that's it for water. Streets. Do you have anything, Brad?
No, just getting ready for winter time.
All
I
right.
did just adjust River Road's speed sign, so it's now consistent with the others.
The one on River Road.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was still at,
It's still out there.
Okay. P and Z, Jamie.
Working, not much going on, getting ready for the next one.
Step back to streets just a
Yeah,
second.
you can.
Where we at on getting our sign on 32 St. Fair?
Oh,
I have,
yeah.
we have actually filed insurance, received what we'll get temporarily until we get it constructed. I paid half the deposit to Advanced Signs, and they are supposed to be starting it. That's- I have to check back with them, but
But all we
I've
got,
done everything I can do. I'm just waiting on them.
all we got to work for saying, doing the work, has been down to the hall.
Oh.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I will contact them tomorrow and see what the schedule is, so.
Now, is the woman that hit it, is her insurance paying anything?
She has no insurance, so
No
our
insurance.
insurance company is having to pursue her.
Ah,
So that's pretty cool.
And then the next question, does that affect the rates?
I don't know, I won't know.
Probably
I
like.
mean, we haven't had too many,
Yeah.
so how all that works with insurance, so.
That's all I'm doing.
All right. Police, you got anything, Adam?
Well, I mean, things are mostly quiet. I think we kind of saw an uptick with the weather improving, people getting back out. There was two incidences this past month. Officer North's truck windshield had to be replaced. Chip turned into a major crack overnight. And then the other one was at a stop. We had an individual, they were inebriated. I don't think they did it on purpose, but they backed into one of the police vehicles. I'm not certain we're gonna make a claim on it or even try to fix it. It's not impeding use. It's purely cosmetic. Beyond that, number of calls really is the same as always. There's, no real outliers, just the stuff that you'd expect when the weather's nice.
I know the police, we had great help from the police during the Brawl Frenzy at the parade. And they also were a very big help to us for our job for Jeff. They
I guess,
volunteered some time.
yes, it's somewhat related. Next month, Shop with the Cop, we have confirmed funding. And there'll just be some, I guess, COVID-related rules put in place by Meyer. We'll have details on that.
And that's at Meyer and Muncie, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a few changes we had to make, transportation of children and things like that, but.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the actual Meyer-specific policies once we get a little bit closer, in case they happen to change between now and then.
Oh, and that is scheduled for December 19th. You know that.
Steve, you have something?
Yeah, I was talking to the assistant chief at the fall, that's what it was called. And he told me something I thought was really, really good, proactive, just want to note that. He said he's connected with the property manager at Salem Apartments. And anything happens there, she's to call him, and if he knows of anything that goes on there, she needs to call her. So they're communicating back and forth, which really helps that area stay safe and secure, as well as helps with community relations and such. So I was really pleased with that kind of proactive kind of shows James' leadership.
All right, anything else? Any questions for Adam? All right, Park Department, Amy.
We reviewed the fall frenzy and we thought everything went well with that. We did have an issue with electrical. We have an electrical problem down at the park again, where our food trucks go. It's not been resolved in all the time, so that is something we need to seek out an electrician to review and repair. And the park department didn't know if the board had suggestions on who to call. They didn't really have.
Actually, Adam does.
I reached out to the individual that Mr. Hubble had mentioned, and I didn't want to just mention anything publicly.
Oh,
just in
yeah.
case-
Okay. I had to think which one that was. Okay.
So, we'll know more on that later.
Okay, so let us know. Okay, that's good. But we're just to the point, we feel like we really need to get it looked at, fixed correctly, because that is why it was set up in the way it was for that.
Do you have any recourse with the installation company?
Well, we've already had the installation company back out to fix it before, and that was under warranty and didn't happen, so I would rather not.
I think it's time to move on.
I think it's time to move on from that company. I'm tired of going after that company, so.
I would like to add, Paul, Lindsay comment. Basically, I really want to thank Trina Morgan, who did a great job with planning of that. What a great
Richardson,
turnout.
Richards.
Oh, I'm sorry, Trina Richardson. And then, also Brad put a lot of time in down there, and Dan Richardson did as well. Appreciate all your work down there, Brad, during that day.
Yeah.
And, the police, who kind of headed up the parade and everything, really adds to the parade atmosphere. And also the fire department came in, didn't they, Brad, till they had to call? Was that one?
Then to veer off at the end of the parade.
I saw a motor burn down. Was that?
No,
Okay.
no, we didn't have a ball that day.
Okay, I had heard you had to get out of there. Okay.
Also, as part of that, I wanted to commend the Nazarene Church for their,
Yeah,
Trick or treat.
Mhm.
that was wonderful. And there were 2 young men that gave out free hamburgers to everybody.
Oh, wow, that's
That was
cool.
part of the trunk or treat thing, and they did that on their own.
They moved that to,
Mm-hmm.
where was the truck or treat?
Right out here, right out front.
They did it early, they didn't do it during Halloween hours,
Oh,
they did,
right after the
they did
parade.
it during the fall frenzy.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't,
They kind
I
of
thought it
barricaded
was
that
up
off.
here. but
yeah, we used to have one up here, but we haven't done that
They somebody called last week, I said, I think the same time as trick or treat, and they showed up to one.
in a while.
And the painting of the pumpkins was an excellent idea. Kids of all ages, I saw some teenagers, even close to college age, that were doing them. So that was, the whole day was just marvelously done.
And it was a pretty cold day. It was a beautiful day, but it was cold. But we had a really good crowd. And they did a pretty good job of social distancing and being outside. It was just a good event, really excellent event. So, Amy, anything else? I'm sorry.
Our main things were
What about are you thinking about a December thing? Christmas?
they talked about that, they just decided that was too much, and with the weather, we just don't know, and we think, end on a very good note. I mean, our fireworks, we had the fireworks,
Oh, yeah, fireworks,
everything
great.
went really well, so, and then we're gonna look to next year to see what next year brings, so.
The combination really made it for a beautiful day.
I made a comment during the park meeting. I thought it actually, very few things I say is worthy of repeating, but this one is that the park board, I thought, did a fabulous job this year. Getting things open and participate outside, and when everybody else was saying no, they found a way to take the risk and say yes. And the splash pad was a gift to be open, and we did a great job with that. And then the fall frenzy, I just really am pleased with how the park board acted with that.
Big hammer to that.
All right, ready to move on? Claim docket now, Steve. You've been wanting to do the claim docket all night.
Weren't you different kid?
So I need a motion.
Amy over here poking.
I want you to do a motion, Steve.
I'm making a motion to accept the claim docket as written.
Can I get a second? Second by Adam. Any discussion about anything? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Payroll distribution. Now we're on to the 2020 salary ordinance amendment. Do we have it up here?
Yep,
Okay, where is it at? Right here. This kind of comes along because the Ball State president decided with the rough year we've had with COVID that he was going to close Ball State between Christmas and New Year's. And I thought, that's an excellent idea. So I forwarded it on to the board, and the board all agreed, I believe, we'll see how the vote goes, but that it would be excellent for us to provide additional holidays to the town employees this year between Christmas and New Year's. Because of the tough year, they stood tough and came in and did lots of things during the period. And so what I would like to have is, this is one of those, it's just an approval, right, Joe? It's not 3 readings for this, is it?
No, this is not right, it's been-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I need someone to make a motion for this. Who would like to?
So Tom, technically what we are adding is additional holiday in terms of time off.
Right.
And
What days are you-
Yeah, what days are those?
Just between Christmas and the New Year's.
The 26th, 27th, 28th.
It's whatever days.
28, 29, or no, sorry, 28, 29, 30, I think.
That's just
The
that.
Monday, Wednesday.
That's the snow.
Okay, Joe.
Can I make a motion
Yeah,
that we
exactly.
amend ordinance
Just
number
read it.
2020-06 regarding the salaries and benefits for employees of town of Delaware, Indiana. Whereas the town council of the town of Delaware, Indiana has adopted ordinance 2019-05, which established the salaries and benefits of employees of town of Delaware, and in particular established the schedule of holidays observed by the town. Whereas the town council has determined that it's in the best interest of town and its employees to amend ordinance 2019-05 to include a revised schedule of holidays observed by the town. Now therefore be it ordained by the town council of the town of Delaware, Indiana, section 1, section 6 of ordinance 2019-05, adopted by town council for the town of Delaware, Indiana, on December 30th, 2019, shall be amended to state as follows. Section 6, holidays and sick time. All town employees be paid the following holidays each year: New Year's Day, MLK Day, although it says Milk Day, President's Day, Good Friday, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, Thursday and Friday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, days of benefits,
That's the special.
Yeah,
week of 20.
special day. December 28th, 29th, and 30th, and New Year's Eve. Clerk's office and street department will be closed on primary, general, and town election days for town general provisions for holidays used for federal employees.
This is something else.
Okay.
So can we
Make
get,
that motion, sure.
can we get a second?
And
I'll second as long as I don't have to say all that.
Okay. Any discussion?
Yeah.
Steve or Joe was first?
Joe can make a motion.
Joe.
He just
Yeah.
read for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
run out of breath.
Make the second.
The question I have is this something that's going to be part of our every year, or is this just this year?
Well, right now it's just this year.
Okay, that was my question. Not opposed to the other, I'm just asking.
So, any other discussion?
So we would just, essentially for 21, unless we decide to do this again, we would go back to the previously mentioned 2019 ordinance.
Right.
I don't know, you guys usually adopt the charter ordinance late December, right?
Right,
And
exactly.
you'll probably have a meeting, I bet, while the other people are on vacation.
We will have a meeting because we always have to do that transfer
Yeah.
appropriations and all that. so. Sorry.
What?
No. So anyway, if we're no more discussion, Amy, do roll call on this.
Adam, Jim,
Yes.
Steve Rogan,
Yes,
Jessica,
Yes,
Tom Roberts.
Yes. All right, good. We already kind of reviewed the fall Thursday. We don't need to go back and do it. I have I think I distributed it, report from Delaware County Regional Wastewater District, and they're going to do this on a monthly basis. What I thought I'd do is pull up, I couldn't find it for a while, that's what I was doing, trying to find that while you guys were talking about something else. So anyway, this is what they did for Delville in October. I'll quickly go through it. Lift station weekly check, with float grease removal on October 2nd, October 6th, the district filed employee handed out disconnection notices. October 7th, Weed Eat lift stations and at White Castle also. They did a lot of 811 locates. October 14th, manhole inspections. October 20th, some more. October 22nd, on-site and conversations, mapping discussions on layout of the sanitary sewer location on Starbucks. 23rd is the LS pump hour readings taken. 26th is the NDOT meeting concerning the State Road 32 paving. Everybody knows the State Road 32 is going to be paved next year from way west all the way to the middle of Muncie. So, October 28th, continue work on current cap-off disconnections. October 29th, work on new construction of the property located on 67, that's the Dollar General. And then the last, October 30th, LS pump hour readings along with weekly check and float cleaning. So we appreciate that report that we're gonna get every month. Gives us an idea, at least to know that, they are doing things at Delville. And if you guys have questions for them, please feel free to let me know and I'll contact Jason. We seem to have created a communication tool now. So, any questions? Because I can't answer anything.
No, that type of information on a semi-regular basis keeps the animosity down. And I think it's a good thing to have moving forward.
When Tom and I met with them, that was the one thing we said that they needed to do a better job of. Jason was very quick to say, I'd be more than willing to do that. So he's responded, so you're right. And that was the whole reason is people don't know what's going on. How are you going to judge whether you're doing a job for us that we're paid for or not?
Now, there is also, Bill Walters volunteered that in the future, he probably will start coming here. Maybe not every month, but every so often as a representative of the board on DCW, since he's here in Taylorville, that he is on the board as well. And he said he might come here and help kind of like do that report. So, okay, all right, next, Amy, out of the blue, wrote everybody and said, hey, I got a grant. Well, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
$16,000 is a big deal. So I want her to talk a little bit about what she did and what the grant does.
This grant is a 2021 safety grant from IPEP. And they put out that they had a grant available, so I filled out the information and we got $16,000 to be able to be used on safety training. So examples of eligible equipment and programs includes but are not limited to ambulance cots and associated equipment. We don't have that. Stair chairs, safety glasses, bulletproof vests, manhole hoists, confined space entry equipment, safety-related footwear, ergonomic evaluations and/or equipment, desk dollies, and other safety-related training.
So Brad just shook his head. What was the one? I thought it was splash pad. Because
Confined space.
the confined space one is
Confined
like,
space, plus you gotta have your speed shortening whenever you do a hole.
okay.
Everybody got a hole.
Yeah. The bulletproof vest,
So the board, we will get this, there's paperwork I need to fill out and send in, but it will be granted, it will be distributed in January of 2021. So when that's distributed, then the board will need to decide what they would like to spend the money on, and we'll get the further
we'll probably have
instructions on it.
a chief and Brad come up with a priority list and maybe get some quotes for things, just not necessarily come up with a list of things we want to get, so.
Would you mind spearheading that, Brad and James, and come up with that? Could be helpful.
But anyway, thanks a lot to Amy. That's
Thank you.
$16,000. Yeah, so appreciate that. Now, what's the next grant you're gonna get?
Yeah.
Just get started. All right.
I do have one more thing, not on the grant, but on training. Trina brought this to me and I completely forgot. We usually have Keystone training on our Keystone software in November. Usually we've already had it by now. Well, they've moved everything to virtual. And so it's virtual training and we cannot have the office open when we're doing the training. Usually we're in Wabash when we do this. But for 3 mornings, the 18th, November 18th, November 19th, and November 20th, we will have to close the office to the public to do our virtual training. And then we'll open it right after lunch then and for those days. But I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'll put it out there, but, I had forgotten about it, but that's important training for us for Keystone, so.
All right.
Just want to let you know.
All right, and then to jump back to another grant, that Real World grant, we're still waiting, and they had promised to send me the document, the grant agreement, and then it's been over a month now. And finally, I kind of forgot about it, and Angie Moyer, who did our work for us on that, wrote me and said, hey, did we get that? I said, no. So I wrote them, and I said, we never got our grant agreement. And they finally wrote me this morning, and they said, we're having difficulty putting that form together. And so as soon as we get it, so it's still there. It's just they haven't got the document completed to be able to send it out to everybody, I guess. So we'll get it sooner or later. We'll get that painted up. So
That's for the signs on the.
on
street.
Tennessee, it's the one that goes on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay, we got 2 ordinances here. We have the ordinance on the maximum speed, and I think you guys did this in the
They
first
introduced it.
reading, introduced last time. Who would like to do the second reading and then the approval process? Joe, the rep, will help lead you through it if you need it.
Second reading is the same as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I make a motion that we accept the new, thank you.
Don't read the whole
The ordinance amending, chapter 70 of the town of Daleville, Indiana Code of Ordinance regarding maximum speed.
All right. Joe, you wanna second it? or-
What number is that?
Move on.
Oh, God, I can remember. I didn't write it down.
Joe, are we, I'll second it and then I have a question.
Sure.
Are we accepting this ordinance now or we have
Yeah, this
to
Yeah,
suspend the rules?
no, the ordinance was introduced at the last meeting, so this, at this point, your vote tonight will be to actually approve this
You and
ordinance.
Adam and I. and you said-
Right. I just
And
want
just to clarify, this ordinance, all it does is, current ordinances say, unless it's otherwise marked or said, in the ordinance, all the speed limits in town are 30 miles an hour. This changes it to say, all the speed limits are 25 instead.
Unless you want.
And yeah, unless, and it's not even like marked, it's technically, there's a separate schedule of, speed limits in the town, in your ordinances, so for all intents and purposes, now every speed limit is 25 in town. So, yeah.
So any other discussion? All right, Amy.
Adam Jones,
Yes.
Joe Scott,
Yes.
Steve Rogan,
Yes.
Tom Roberts.
Yes. Now, are we done with that?
Yep, that's it. Now your signs that are, say 25 mile an hour, we did.
Okay. Then we have another ordinance here to establish this is all due to the CARES Act money we're getting, that we had to create a special fund to put that money into. And so we have to do an ordinance for that. I think you guys introduced this as well, right? Last time, it's the coronavirus relief fund, so who would like to? Oh, Adam is on
Are you set on it? You want to? I'd make a motion that we accept ordinance number 2020-03, the ordinance establishing a coronavirus relief fund. As mentioned before, this was introduced in last month's meeting.
Can I get a second?
I'll second
Okay, any discussion? Okay, Amy?
Joe Scott,
Yes.
Adam Jones,
Yes.
Steve Rogan,
it. Yes.
Tom Roberts.
Yes. All right, and then I have another item, I just want to throw this out. Have you guys got the financial reports today? I think Steve asked a question about it, or you did, Adam did. But I just want to, if you look at the appropriation report, I don't want to be too elementary here, but you go to the very right, it says percent left. I always just take the number of months. Basically, you got 9 months gone, so you got 25% left here of the year left. So you look down and kind of highlight the line items that we have less than 25%. You can see the problem areas there, but most of those are low dollar amount items, so it's not a big deal. At the end of the year, we'll make some transfers and make all that work. So I definitely, I look at that just to see if there's a large dollar amount that's a problem. So, but other than basically that. Yeah. So, I guess, if you guys have anything else, anybody got anything out there?
I have something for you.
Oh, Jeff, okay.
So, a local nonprofit called Daleville Parks Incorporated donated some properties in town.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
So,
Who donated?
We did.
Daleville Parks Incorporated,
Oh, okay.
yeah, they're now vacant lots. So you guys, my understanding is the plan is to basically sell those off. There's no more need for the town to own them, there's no more need for the nonprofit to own them. So sell them off to the highest bidder, essentially. So as long as you guys are okay with that, which we did formally vote to make sure, but I can get the ball rolling on those and hopefully you guys can actually approve sales at the next meeting,
Okay,
ideally.
can I get a motion first?
I can't remember what I know what it is, just the approval of accepting the vacant lots from the Parks Department.
Right.
And then approving the
And-
sale.
The sell.
And approving the sale of those properties.
Yeah, the process.
Exactly, starting the process of the sale, you'll have to approve that to the sale.
My motion is what I said.
And I second.
Okay, any discussion? I'm excited to get those properties out of our hands and into private hands.
Get some tax stuff.
Yeah. So, okay, Amy. While she's getting ready for that, did we do what we need to do with the planning committee? Or did we, okay, I just want to make sure we did that formally, that
Yeah.
we're okay with that.
Yeah, it's not even really a formal requirement, it's just, it's good to get it started out in the open, so that everyone knows what's going on,
Okay,
but, yeah.
Ready?
whenever you're ready.
Adam Jones,
Yes,
Joe Scott,
Yeah,
Steve Rogan,
Yes.
Tom Robbins.
Yes, all right. Anything else? Got
one
one
thing real quick,
Yeah.
we did that for Mike Murphy, now I need to do it again for
All
all.
Steve.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's something.
Okay.
Who's gonna work on that?
I can get the plaque again, if someone will get a picture.
Tammy should be able to get a picture.
Yeah, I'll get Tammy to get a picture, and then, we need to do a proclamation as well.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure how quickly we want to move on it for the family. I don't know. whether or not
They can do the
everyone-
plaque pretty quick,
Yeah, I understand.
but I want it done and ready before you do it,
Right, okay,
so.
I can say something to Tammy about getting a picture here, and you guys wanna.
okay. And my recommendation would just be ask Tammy how soon they want to do it.
Be sensitive to that.
Yeah.
Okay, I will talk to her.
The idea is possibly doing it the next board.
Yes, yes.
If that's fine with the family.
Yeah, right.
Anything else? All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Thank you all.
Very, very good.
Oh, we need to sign this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you want?
This is-
I didn't think you waited too long.